Welcome to the Explainer. So, you poured your heart and soul into building a janitorial business right here in California. Now you're thinking about selling it, and wow, that's a lot to take in, right? Where do you even start? Well, today, we're going to lay out a clear roadmap to help you navigate this whole process and really come out on top.
Yeah, and for most folks in the cleaning industry, this question isn't some abstract thing for the future. It's a source of, right now stress. Just the thought of it can feel like you're about to wade into this giant, tangled mess of finance, legal stuff, and really high-stakes decisions.
And honestly, that's not an exaggeration at all. I mean, think about it. You've got to keep your business running perfectly, managing your staff, keeping clients happy, all the daily operations, while at the same time trying to figure out how to sell the thing. It's a recipe for burnout, for making some really costly mistakes, and here's the kicker. It often means you get a lower price in the end.
And that right there brings us to this core challenge, what we call the seller's dilemma. It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Every single hour you spend digging up paperwork or talking to potential buyers, that's an hour you're not spending on running your business. And that can start to chip away at its value right when you need it to be looking its absolute best.
So when you try to go it alone, man, the stakes are just incredibly high. The stress is nonstop. The risk of accidentally undervaluing your life's work, it's very real. And just one tiny missed detail in that mountain of paperwork can turn into a huge, costly mistake. But maybe the biggest thing is your day-to-day operations can start to slip, and you can bet that potential buyers will absolutely notice that.
Okay, so how do you solve this dilemma, right? Well, you bring in an expert guide. Think of it like hiring a mountain climber who's already been to the summit and knows every single pitfall and shortcut. That's what a specialized business broker is for you.
And listen, these aren't just any business brokers. A specialist in the janitorial industry gets the nuts and bolts of your world. They understand things like the real value of those long-term cleaning contracts, how crucial client retention rates are, and all the unique, kind of tricky labor laws that you have to deal with.
And this is a really big deal because this is where California's unique landscape really comes into play. It's not like other states. Here we've got specific rules, like mandatory registration with the Department of Industrial Relations if you have even one employee. Having a local, specialized broker who knows this stuff inside and out is absolutely essential to make sure your sale is compliant and goes off without a hitch.
So you might be wondering, how do they actually do it? Well, a great broker takes all that chaos and transforms it into a really clear 4-step path. They'll guide you from the very first step, figuring out what your business is worth, all the way to the finish line, a closed deal.
Yep, this path is designed to take you from valuation and pricing to confidently finding the right people to buy and finally to getting that deal done. So let's just quickly walk through what each of these stages looks like.
All right, first up, valuation. A real pro doesn't just pull a number out of thin air. No way. They look at your business from a bunch of different angles. They'll compare it to other similar businesses that have sold. They'll add up the value of all your assets, your equipment, everything. And they'll project its future income. This whole three-pronged approach is what gets you a smart strategic price that's going to attract serious buyers and, most importantly, maximize what you walk away with. Okay, so once that price is locked in, the hunt for the right buyer begins. But, and this is key, it's not about putting a for sale sign in the window for the whole world to see. Nope, it's a quiet, confidential marketing push. Your broker will use top industry websites, run targeted ads, and tap into their professional networks to build a pool of serious, qualified people who are already looking for a business just like yours.
And that brings us to something that is absolutely crucial: confidentiality. Before anyone gets to see any of your sensitive business details, they are screened, and I mean thoroughly screened. They have to sign a legally binding non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, and they have to prove they actually have the money to buy the business. This whole process is designed to protect you, to protect your employees, and to protect your relationships with your clients.
And then you get to the finish line. The closing. Honestly, this is where a great broker is worth their weight in gold. They manage all the complex back-and-forth negotiations and make sure every single I is dotted and T is crossed with all of California's state agencies. We're talking clearances with the Franchise Tax Board, the EDD for payroll, the CDTFA for sales tax. They make sure every single piece of paper is perfect before that deal is officially done.
So when you think about that whole process being managed for you, let's talk about the real payoff. I mean, why hire a broker in the first place? It really boils down to 4 key benefits. Benefits that affect both your bank account and your peace of mind.
Okay, benefit number 1, and it's a big one. You get your time and your sanity back.
You get to keep your focus on what you do best, which is running your business, while your broker is the one handling all those non-stop phone calls, meetings, and that mountain of paperwork that comes with a sale.
Benefit number 2, you maximize your sale price and your terms. See, a broker's job is to create a competitive environment. When they bring multiple qualified buyers to the table, it creates leverage. And what does leverage get you? Usually, it gets you a higher sale price and better terms. It puts you in the driver's seat. And benefit number 3, we've talked about this, but it is so important it's worth saying again. Your confidentiality is protected. A quiet, confidential sale means your employees don't start worrying, and your clients don't get nervous and look elsewhere. It keeps your business stable and strong right through the entire transition.
And you don't have to take my word for it. Look at what real owners have to say. Mike, from Sacramento, he pointed to that feeling of safety and being able to just keep working without any disruption. He called that a massive win.
Or take Sarah down in San Diego. For her, the privacy was everything. Knowing her staff wasn't panicking allowed her to feel good about the whole process. And you know what? That feeling is often just as important as the final number on the check. But look, all these amazing benefits, they all hinge on one thing: choosing the right partner. So the big question is, how do you find the absolute best broker for what is probably one of the biggest financial decisions of your life?
Simple. Before you sign on the dotted line with anyone, you need to treat it like a job interview, except you're the one doing the hiring. Ask them some tough, direct questions. How many janitorial businesses have you actually sold in California? What's your exact process for protecting my confidentiality? A true expert, a real pro, will have clear, confident answers that just make you feel good about putting your business in their hands.
Because at the end of the day, selling your business, it isn't just an exit strategy. It's really the entrance to your next chapter. You know, maybe that's retirement, maybe it's a brand new venture, or maybe it's just some well-deserved time off. Finding the right partner to guide you through the sale is what ensures you can step into that next chapter on the best possible footing, with total confidence and real peace of mind.